Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Sports with Mongha and a banger, an absolute banger of a British Grand Prix. I don't know about you guys, but I am absolutely pumped and have been just kind of hoping to get my adrenaline a little bit less or kind of calm myself down after seeing what's been an absolute brilliant British Grand Prix. Welcome to the British Grand Prix race reaction, Sports with Mongha. If you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell icon, hit the like button as well. Coming from a fan's perspective, if you've not seen a lot of videos, Sports with Mongha comes with a lot of fans' perspective. I watch a lot of Formula One, and I'm like, why should I not kind of share my love and passion for this game and this sport with you guys? So if you are as passionate as me, do join me on this journey. We're going to have a lot of fun, more races to come through, more reviews, driver market updates from the Formula One world. And also, the Euro 2024 has come to a crucial stage. If you've not watched the reaction videos from the previous matches, we're done with the quarterfinals. We're soon into the semi-final mode. Do check them out as well. And hit the subscribe button, hit the bell icon, and let's get into it now. You heard it right. Lewis fucking Hamilton, or I should say Sir Lewis Hamilton, beats Verstappen to win his first British Grand Prix and his first Grand Prix win since 2021 with a record-breaking, yes, he's still breaking record, guys. That's Lewis Hamilton, who's going to turn 40 in January next year when he starts with Ferrari. But then he is the man, the myth, the legend of Sir Lewis Hamilton. He has done it again. He showed everybody why he's the only one who can bring it on. That's what he said. He's like this mode. I like him when he's like this. He's like, nobody can beat me. I am the best. This is Sir Lewis Hamilton's mentality. Absolute class. Class, guys. He's made a record. And before this, he was like joined with Michael Schumacher, with Ayrton Senna, making it 8 consecutive wins at a racetrack. And he's now the #1 there as well. He's made it 9th, record-breaking 9th British Grand Prix. What a game, guys. If you're new to Formula One, you've joined at the right time. If you're new to Sports with Mongha, you've joined at the right time. So hit the subscribe button. Lewis Hamilton has claimed a long-awaited and a record-breaking 9th British Grand Prix victory in a thrilling race at Silverstone with a Mercedes driver holding off a challenge from Lando Norris to take the win, while pole sitter George Russell had led away from Hamilton as the event got underway. An exciting battle soon unfolded between the two Mercedes and the two McLarens, pair of Oscar Piastri and Lando Norris, amid changing weather conditions. Of course, it has to be British weather. It starts to rain and then it becomes sunny and then starts to rain again. You know, you kind of, do we get the intermediate tires out? Do we on the softs? Do we kind of start into the mediums? What's going to happen? It's so much drama. And of course, some of them got it right. Some of them got it wrong. McLaren on the second stint were faster, took the lead. Lando Norris on top. But the final pit stop for him to move back to slicks or the medium when the racetrack had kind of dried up till the lap 40. McLaren dropped the ball. Bad pit stop allowed Lewis Hamilton to lead the race. Max Verstappen goes on the hards. Lewis Hamilton on the softs. Lando Norris follows Hamilton on the softs. Not the best choice. Oscar Piastri hung up to dry by one more lap. Drops to 6th position, takes the medium tire, was the fastest tire on the last to end the race. Of course, Max Verstappen on the hards, but it was absolutely mental for the strategists, I'm guessing. The lead changed hands as the field began to switch to intermediate tires after the opening phase of the race. Before the skies later became dry, and Hamilton capitalized from pitting for slicks 1 lap before Norris, who also faced a slow pit stop to become the new race leader. And then it's very hard. When you're leading on the front, Lewis Hamilton is an animal. He never makes mistake. He's like switched on. It's like all hammer time. He's like full focus mode, like Super Saiyan, like oh. Ah. While Russell retired with a water system issue and Max Verstappen snatched P2 from Norris in the later stages, Hamilton held position to clinch an emotional victory, a record 9th win in a single Grand Prix and his first P1 since 2021 Saudi Arabian Grand Prix. Can you imagine? Can you imagine a man, a 7-time world champion, not having won a Formula One race still since 594 days? It's absolutely mental. 2021 was his last victory. That's absolutely right. And it is now, we are like 4 years in, almost 3 years done complete. Absolutely mad to imagine this. Despite looking increasingly quick on the hard tires, the final laps, Verstappen did not have enough time to fight for the lead and crossed the line for P2, while Norris completed the podium in the third. The other McLaren, Piastri, took fourth ahead of Ferrari's Carlos Sainz in fifth, and an impressive Nico Hülkenberg, my man, the legend of Nico Hülkenberg. In sixth for Haas. It was better weekend for the late, better weekend than of late for Aston Martin, with Lance Stroll and Fernando Alonso finishing 7th and 8th respectively, while Alex Albon also scored 2 valuable points in 9th. Yuki Tsunoda rounded up the top 10 for RB, with Logan Sargent just missing out on P11, with Kevin Magnussen P12, and RB's Daniel Ricciardo followed in P13. It was a disappointing outcome for Charles Leclerc. The Ferrari man had earlier made gains, but slipped backwards after making an early switch to the intermediate tires, and he eventually crossed the line at P14. Valtteri Bottas was a lead, kick Sauber in 15th, and Esteban Ocon claimed 16th in a tough day for Alpine. Sergio Perez, meanwhile, faced another tough outing, ending the day down in 17th. He was 2 laps down, guys. That's fucking Sergio Perez. Like, fuck off. It's like shit right now. Zhou Guanyu became the final classified P18, and while Russell was one of the retirees owing to the aforementioned water system issue, Pierre Gasly also failed to make the start after return to pits at the end of the formation lap. It later transpired that Alpine had been suffering gearbox issues. What a race! Alpine could have just kind of stopped the race immediately because Pierre Gasly was not even racing. We started with 20, but at the first formation lap, it was already 19. We had dropped the ball, and Alpine had already gone out. 2 points definitely to make sure here, like, guys. I want to talk about 2 drivers, or like a couple of drivers first. I want to start with Sergio Perez and Charles Leclerc. The curious case of Sergio Perez and Charles Leclerc. Both drivers, Sergio Perez on the hard, moves for the intermediate with the first rein when nobody else on the top had moved into the intermediates. And then they kind of extend. They don't change the tire for long enough. And then they have to switch back. So bad strategy call. And I think that was like, okay, it's going to rain. It's going to rain. We need the tire. We need the intermediate. He gained like 5 seconds in a lap, Charles Leclerc and Sergio Perez. But then they dropped because the tire, the track was drying up faster. Like Hamilton had to say, like, I'm not going to pit for Inter. This is stupid. The track is dry, guys. What the fuck are you talking about? At the same time, Charles Leclerc and Sergio Perez go for a fucking intermediate tire. Like, this is just stupid. Of course, like, I'm pissed at Charles Leclerc and Checo Perez. Like, both of them should not be starting a race so deep and so back on such a back foot at Silverstone. Come on, give me a fucking break. Charles Leclerc, of course, he won at Monaco. He's had a high. He's won his first race. He's won at Monaco, his home Grand Prix. And at the end of it, like, the triple header has been shit for him. He's absolutely been dismal. Nothing less than dismal for Charles Leclerc, guys. Absolutely pathetic. Pathetic points. Nothing for him. And we've not seen Fred Vasseur for a while. I'm sure they've not brought upgrades to Barcelona, to Austria, or to Silverstone. So they've been struggling with parts, and it's going to be a summer vacation now for 2 weeks before they get to Hungary and Budapest. And it's going to be an amazing race. But then Charles Leclerc and Checo Perez need a fucking restart. Like, look at the two drivers who, like look at Max Verstappen, look at Carlos Sainz. He's even leaving fucking Ferrari. And Carlos Sainz is still making it hard and in the 5th position. Absolutely mad there. Good. I would say that's the two boys that I want to talk about. Leclerc, Perez need to move on, needed to do something better. Yuki Tsunoda getting the final point. Yeah, this guy is like unstoppable. But the man of the myth, the legend of Nico Hülkenberg has finally scored 20 points in the last 2 races. It's absolutely mad what 2 races in Austria and Silverstone have helped Haas to kind of move ahead in the constructors, but then Nico Hülkenberg proves himself worthy again, like why he should be in the Formula One, why he is he is a driver who needs to have a win. Like, can you imagine he's not even won a race, and Nico Hülkenberg is punching about with that Haas, with the Ferrari fucking engine right behind Carlos Sainz, and he outqualified them. Like, oh my God, like, he's fucking mad, guys, mad. He is absolutely class. Look, Nico Hülkenberg fans, let me know, what do you feel? He's going to Audi next year, but there are so many drives out there. Why did he have to commit? Could he have like gone to something Williams, Alpine, somebody who could have given him the better car? Because we know for sure Audi will come in. It will take some time for them to bring a better car. But then it's a long-term future. I guess that's what Nico Hülkenberg was going for, and that's what he got. Max and Red Bull are just bang on. The strategy calls, when to move to inters, when to move to hard, like the tire selections were just impeccable. Like this team, like even on the back foot, they had a floor damaged. They kind of got it fixed. But of course, he's been on the back foot. They've not been the fastest guy in Silverstone. They didn't even start on pole. So, of course, it's going to be a different race. And it eventually became a different race, right? So, but then they've just switched on. They know what it needs, what the race needs, how and when they can kind of make the calls. 1 lap before Lando Norris used to pay. He pits before on hard, gets the momentum, gets the tire delta, gets the heat and the temperatures in the tire, and just attacks Lando Norris and takes a lead from him as well. Absolutely brilliant. Max Verstappen there. And then we have to talk about McLaren. McLaren's strategy has failed them again. Oscar Piastri hung out to dry for 1 more lap because they didn't want to double stack, and then they thought that he'll have to wait 5 seconds. He lost 20 seconds. He lost 20 seconds because of 1 lap. Guys, come on. Get the shit together, McLaren. Zach Brown, Andrea Stella, and everybody, like, come on, get it better. It's been a while. McLaren has won at Silverstone. This was your chance, and you've just dropped the fucking ball there. Absolutely mad scenes for McLaren. I'm sure Lando Norris and Oscar Piastri will kind of call it out later, and there'll be a big debrief, but I think they've messed it up royally. Zach Brown at the end of saying, we made mistakes, it was on us. We made some bad strategy calls. One and the biggest strategy calls was at the end, going onto the soft for Lando. He should have gone for fresh. He had a fucking fresh medium. He should have gone for the fucking fresh medium tire. At least he would have caught up with Lewis Hamilton. At least he won't have been overtaken by Max Verstappen, and he held to his 2nd spot. But that did not happen. Of course, also Oscar Piastri hung up to dry because they don't want to double stack. And then he comes back at P5, and then he had to overtake, or like Carlos Sainz went for the fastest lap. But then, yeah, McLaren could have been there. Russell had dropped off. Russell had like a problem. He had retired. Could have been much easily a 1-2 McLaren. Yeah, of course, strategy calls made a big errors there by McLaren. The Papaya team needs to grow up and understand what it needs to become a winning machine. It is mental. It is tough. It's a lot of hard work, and that's why Lewis Hamilton, Max Verstappen on top of the game. Lando Norris at the end of it was very circumspect. He was like, I made a mistake, because of course he will say that he ran off wide when Max Verstappen basically overtook him in the early laps. And then he was behind, he was getting pressured by Oscar Piastri, but then he overtook Max Verstappen. He overtook both the Mercedes as well, Lando Norris. So he's been a great boy, but then the strategy calls have just not been there for them. They need to kind of get a move on and get stuff done. Moving on to Sir fucking Lewis Hamilton. What a race for him. Emotional, late. He has been waiting. Like, it was just warm to watch him. Like, he's a human. He wants to win, and when he doesn't win, he just feels sad like us. Like, we have to understand that these are like superhumans driving at a superhuman pace, but then they are humans eventually. He was struggling to kind of speak at the end of the race. Bono on the top was, of course, like, they were emotional. Toto Wolff. And it's important to say that this was their final Grand Prix for Mercedes, for Lewis Hamilton's final Silverstone Grand Prix or British Grand Prix in the silver arrows or in the colors of Mercedes. And what a way to send them off, to basically say, I have done you enough. You've given me the car to win, and I will win it. Absolutely mad scenes there. Take a bow, Sir Lewis Hamilton. If you're new to Formula One and you're watching this video, he is the legend. He is the GOAT of Formula One. And if you're new to the channel and if you're here and watching, hit the subscribe button, guys. Before we wrap up, we wanted to do the drivers' championship battle, where we are, what's kind of stings out, what sticks out already is Max Verstappen has made it almost impossible for anybody to catch him now. 255 points. P1. He's number one, Max Verstappen. Second is Lando Norris with 171 points. There is a 84 point gap there. So Max Verstappen needs to score 0 points, and Lando Norris needs to win 4 or 5 races. 4 races to get this done. That's not going to happen, to like overtake him. That's the margin we're talking about. Could be possible. Anything can happen in Formula One, but guys, let's be realistic here. Lando Norris P2 right now in the drivers. Leclerc 150 points in 3. Carlos Sainz number 4 with 146. Carlos Sainz is soon going to catch up Leclerc. Oscar Piastri 124, and the second Red Bull driver 118. And this is going to be interesting. There are 2 drivers who make the Constructors' Championship, but only Max Verstappen is currently helping Red Bull to score points. Again, a weekend where he was the maximum point scorer, and McLaren definitely got the maximum of them. Leclerc dropped the points here, so Constructors-wise, McLaren benefited the most because of Russell also DNFing. But yeah, it's going to be close battle. 6th, 118 points, Sergio Perez. Russell with 111, 111 points, number 7, and Sir Lewis Hamilton right behind him with 110 points on 8th spot. Fernando Alonso with 45, and Lance Stroll with 23 in 10th spot. Nico Hülkenberg with Haas in 22 points. Yuki Tsunoda 20 points. 12th place. Daniel Ricciardo 13th with 11 points. Ole Wehrmann, who is going to be school driving for Haas, with 6 points, still 14th. He's still on the last one. Pierre Gasly with 6 points. Kevin Magnussen with 5 in 16th place. Alex Albon with 4 points and 17th. Esteban Ocon, 3 points, 18th. Zhou Guanyu, Logan Sargent, and Valtteri Bottas are yet to score points. That's interesting, guys, to me. But then it gets more interesting in the Constructors' Championship. 373 points for Red Bull Racing. Ferrari with 302 points. A dismal weekend for them. McLaren maximizing with Oscar Piastri and with Lando Norris. 295 points, just 10 points. Like, it's just like 7 points behind Ferrari. Come on. Like, next race in Hungary, I think they're going to take over 221 by Mercedes in number 4, 68 for Aston Martin, RB in 6th with 31 points, Haas with 27 points. Now they put a big gap between Haas and Alpine of 18 points, with Alpine now with 9, Williams with 4th, and Kick Sauber yet to score any points. And that's the wrap. Kick Sauber 0, Red Bull Racing 373, guys. This is what Formula One season has brought upon us. It's just getting epic. 2024 season, everybody thought it's going to be a whitewash. Max Verstappen is going to just kind of roll the floor with everybody, but that's not be the case. We are done with the midway battle. We are at the midway point of the 2024 season. We've had 12 races done, 12 more to go. More excitement, more exciting races, more sports with Monga coming through your way. Hit the subscribe button if you've enjoyed this video. Hit the like button, hit the bell icon to be able for more videos. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Hit the subscribe button, guys. Don't not. Just do it. Hit the subscribe button, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.